So we discussed four methods: for each, map, filter, and reduce. So first we discuss about for each. And what is syntax for each? So it will take a callback function. So all these methods are applied only for arrays or strings? Arrays, right? Okay. So it will take a callback function. It will take three arguments: element, index, and array. And what is syntax for map? Same, right? So map and it will take a callback function, right? And what is the difference between for each and map? Tell me original definition. Don't tell returns or don't tell extra charges and all. Tell me the original definition I should do. Map will return an array, whereas for each will return undefined, right? So we saw this. So don't tell that no extra charges and all the stuff to the integer. Okay. Yeah. And next we saw something known as filter. So in filter, so what will filter? So what is syntax initially? Same as for each, right? For each and map. So filter and function element, index and array. So what filter will do? It will filter all the elements which will pass the given condition, right? So whatever elements will pass the given condition, it will filter those elements and it will let an array or not an array filter. And returns an array, right? Cool. And next we saw something known as reduce. In reduce again, we saw two things: with initial value and what is the second thing? Second thing is without initial value. And what is syntax for reduce? It is same as other things, but you will have one more parameter, that is accumulate at the starting. So without initial value, if we don't give any initial value, what will accumulator will take initial value as? First element of array, right? And if there is initial value, where should you give the initial value? We should give initial value. I should get the original definition. You should pass it as second parameter of reduce, right? This is the first parameter. Do you agree with me? This is the first parameter. It's a function. And you should pass initial value here. Okay. So we discussed yesterday all these things for each map, filter, and reduce. Okay, cool. So now we will apply these concepts while going into DOM 3. So we will apply a few of these concepts there. Okay. So don't forget these concepts easily. These are very important until your end of your journey. All these higher order functions. This will play very crucial roles when you go for advanced concepts of JavaScript, or if you go to React and all. Okay. So if you're forgetting easily, then write your own notes in your own words so that you can revise it once whenever you want. Okay, it will help you to revise very quickly. There is one more higher order function we will discuss in the next week. Okay, there was something called sort. Cool. So next we will go into DOM. So what is the definition of DOM? What is the full form of DOM? So anyone wants to give the definition of DOM? You can raise your hand. I will pick you up and you can speak out. What is DOM and why we need DOM and all those things. Okay, there are so many persons. Anubha Jain. Um, Anubha Jain.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, DOM stand for Document Object Model.
Okay. And what is it useful for, how it serves a purpose?
Sir, its purpose to providing functioning in our um, whole program. Like we um, put a button, and if we trigger the button, then it will provide whatever we provide the functioning. So, like we put a name inside the input text, so it will show the name.
Okay.
So it is used for providing the functioning in JavaScript.
Okay. Thank you. Cool. So DOM basically will act as a bridge between user and then HTML. Okay. So until now, whatever websites you are building in unit in sprint 1 and sprint 2 using HTML, are those functional or static? So it is just static, right? You can just see, you can't do anything with it, right? But whenever you see any websites, is it user friendly? Means is it functional for the user or it is static? Whenever you see some websites or whenever you go to Masai school, so it is functional, right? So along with static websites, so until now we know how to build static websites, right? So we built all the website using GridFlex and all. So we are aware of how to build the static websites. Now our target is to build some dynamic websites. We'll also call as dynamic websites or functional websites. Okay. So now our target is to build some dynamic websites, which will be managed by the user. So for that, we need JavaScript. Okay. We should include HTML, or we should combine both HTML and JavaScript for this. So until now, we saw only HTML file, right? So how to combine JS inside this? How to combine JS inside this? So there are two ways of writing this. You can write a script tag after body, okay? Or you can also write a script tag outside your HTML file, okay? So I prefer keeping it separately, like keeping a script tag separately. There is also one more method of external JavaScript file, so we will discuss when we go forward. But for today's class, so whatever code you want, you can write inside this. So all JavaScript will go here. Okay. So in JavaScript, you can see some console statements, right? If I write, so yesterday we wrote some consoles and we saw in VS Code terminal, right? When I open this terminal, this is known as VS Code terminal. So to see the terminal or to see, there is one more console known as browser console. Okay. There is one more type of console or one more terminal known as browser console or browser terminal. Suppose if I write console.log, welcome to DOM. So where can I see this output in the console? Can I see it in the VS Code terminal? So for this, I need to go inside the browser. Okay. So I'll copy the path, same as HTML. So I will open a page here. Now let me keep it side by side. Okay. So now let me take one H1 tag as DOM so that you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to DOM. Now, if I go into inspect, so can you see something known as console here? Can you see something known as console in the browser? So at this point, you can see all the console statements. So suppose if I open this, can you see welcome to DOM? And can you also see the line number of it, where my console is there? Can you see the line number 16? So dom.html, it is in 16th line. If I click on this, it will move to that particular line. Can you see that? Inside sources. So this is very powerful for you. This is very useful. So you can treat this console as your best friend during your entire coding journey. Okay, with console, you can debug your code very easily. So it will behave like your best friend. Understood? Yeah, like OJ. Like OJ, VS Code, anything. Repel, you're debugging code using consoles only, right? So in the same way, you can use consoles to debug your code. Understood? So now we are telling document object DOM, right? So what is the full form of DOM? Document object model. So can you see anything called as a document in my VS Code? Can you see anywhere called as document, not from title, but did you see anywhere called as doc? Can you see doc type here? So this is nothing but HTML is kind of a document, right? Entire HTML file is kind of a document for you. So now let us see what is there inside our document. So what I'll do is I will do console.log and I'll write document. And I will refresh my page once. So can you see what is this document in this case? Is this kind of an object? Ignore about this symbol hashtag, but suppose if I write an object, so console.log, I will let an object, let obj is equal to a1 b2. So suppose if I do console.log obj. Now if I refresh this, can you see it is kind of an object, right? A1 b2. So can you see this document is also an object with the symbol it is showing. So let us check. So can I write type of to check the type? So I'll check what is the type of this document. Okay, I will refresh it. Can you see object there? So whatever is there in JavaScript, everything will come from an object. The parent for JavaScript is an object. Everything is an object in JavaScript. So did you listen to this particular line? Everything in JavaScript is an object. If you do console log type of string, it will be an object, right? Did you try that anytime? So everything in JavaScript is kind of an object. Okay. So now if I go to document, so if I refresh it, so can you see document is kind of an object. Now tell me how to access this A from object. How can I access that A? So there are two notations, right, for you. What are the two notations? Dot notation and bracket notation. So we will mostly use dot here. So how to use dot notation object dot A. If I want to use bracket notation, I can use console.log obj of A. Both are fine, but while for the next few weeks, we will use only dot notation. Okay, it has some advantages over this bracket notation. So if I refresh it, I will get one both the times, one and one. Okay, so this is known as dot notation, and this is known as bracket notation. Okay, so now tell me, so inside my document, I have so many things, right? So how can I access head inside this? So can you see head is also a type of an object? Can you tell that head is also a type of an object? So now tell me how to access head inside this document. Can I use dot notation again? Document dot head. So now I will get entire head tag now. Can you see that? Whatever is there inside a head tag, I'm getting all the elements inside that. If I write document.body, what will happen now? What will I get? Our entire body now. Okay. If I write document.title, what will I get? I will get the title of it. What is the title of my HTML tag? It's DOM. Okay, so in this fashion, you can access whatever is there inside your body, but there are some rules to be followed. If you want to access this H1 tag, there is some rules to be followed. If you want to access H2 tag, there are some rules to be followed. So we will learn what are these rules in future classes. But so whatever is there inside your body, you can access those using this document object. Okay. So we will discuss how to access H1 tag and how to access H2 tag and all those stuff. Clear? What is document and what is document object model and how to access the document. So this is explained in pre-class also for you. Cool. So now we will move into something known as, so we discuss this and then console log, we discuss this document. So now we will move into something known as events. So what are the various events that will happen in your daily life? Okay, at 9 a.m. you'll have a scrum. So I think everyone will wake up at 8:59 a.m. and attend scrum and then sleep again, right? Okay, whoever is not doing that, they're very good. And then attend DSA contest at 9:30. And then again see the questions. If you don't know questions, again sleeping. Am I right? So these are some of the events. So this the one event is ringing the bell, and second event is alarm or ringing alarm. Okay. So these are some of the events in daily life, but what are the various events which you will see in any websites? So there is one event known as on click. Suppose if you go to any websites, you need to click on anything to see what is there inside that, right? So you need to click on something. Suppose if you want to see, if you want to go to courses, so you'll click on courses page. That is one type of on click event, right? Suppose you want to show some messages to the user, so then you will do some on click event. That is one kind of calling, Ganesh. We will look into that, why we are doing that. So what's the first event we are looking at now? What's the first event? It is on click. So let's see that. It's HTML, sorry. So I will copy this path and paste it here. So now I will write some button. I'll take the example of P class only, like me, and I will write a script tag here. So now I will refresh. So now I have a button called like me. So now whenever someone clicks on this button, so I want to show something known as someone liked me in the console. So what is the first step here? So whenever user clicks on it, so what is the event I should use? On click, right? So how can you write event inside this button? So on click, you should write event like an attribute. So you know attributes, right? What are attributes? So whatever you write inside opening tag, it is known as attribute. So I will write on click equal to. So I should call a function here. So I will call something called as my function and invoke that. So now let's refresh it. So nothing is happening. If I click on like me, can you read the error here? What is it saying? It is telling that function name is not defined, right? Whatever function name you wrote, it is not defined. Why it is not defined? Did we call that function or did we declare that function? So first we declare, right? Where should I declare? Inside HTML or inside JavaScript? Inside script tag, right? So now I will write function, my function. Okay. So now will my error be gone? Will I get the error again? You're not getting the error, right? Cool. So now what I will write is I will write console.log dot log and then I'll write someone like me. So now let's refresh. If I click on like me, sorry, getting the output. So what is the events occurring here? When I click on like me, where is my code going? When I click on like me, where is my code going? My code is going to this on click event, right? This event is getting triggered. Whenever I click on the button, this event is getting triggered. This event is in turn, what it is doing, it is invoking a function, right? So now after this, in which line my code will go? We go to line number 15. So inside line number 15, whatever is there inside my function will print, right? Console.log, someone like me. Whatever is there inside my function, it will be displayed or the logic will be appeared there. Yeah, you should pass a function in inverted commas. If you don't pass like this, it will throw an error. Okay. You should pass function in inverted commas. So it's still working. But you need to pass this inside inverted commas because to pass any parameters, you need inverted commas. So now let's see how this, I will show the flow chart now. So what is happening now? So whenever user clicks on button like, so what is happening? On click event is triggered, which invokes this function like me. In our case, it is my function. And now what is happening? JavaScript is searching for the function like me in the script. And then it finds this function in the script tag. And whatever is there inside this function, it get printed. Understood the order of events? How this order is going here. You can't pass two functions at a time. There should be only one function. Yeah, onClick is inbuilt. OnClick is an event in JavaScript. It is keyword. OnClick is a keyword in JavaScript. Clear? Any doubts in this? So next, instead of showing in console, so we show in console here, right? So instead of showing in console, we can also throw some alert message to this. Okay. Instead of showing in the console, we can throw some alert messages inside this. So how can we do that? So there is one more event known as alert. So did you guys see this alert message anytime or anywhere while you're browsing anything? So during deploying in Netlify, did you, whenever you click on upload, so is it showing an alert to upload? Did you see that alert message to confirm the upload? It is also an alert, right? So now instead of consoling, can I write alert here? So alerts will take a string inside this. Okay. So now if I refresh this, so instead of consoling, what it will do now? Instead of showing in the console, what it will do now? It will throw an alert to me. Can you see that? So whatever I wrote inside this alert, it will be displayed here. Someone liked it. Understood? Cool. So there are so many use cases of these alert messages that you can use. Suppose whenever you're building some websites, okay? So suppose if someone is clicking on this button, so is clicking on the button twice, then you should throw some alert. So what you will do in that case? So whenever someone clicks on the button twice, suppose you are paying some online, doing some online payment, right? So if you do two times click on the button, what will happen? What will happen if you do two times click on any button there? It will wait or it will fail? It will fail, right? It will throw some error. So we can also do that. So how can you calculate the count of times which you click on the button? Suppose I click on like me, it didn't work. So again, I click on this. So how can I count the number of times someone is clicking on this button? How can I count this? Suppose I want to count how many times user is clicking on this. So how can I do that? Simple JavaScript, right? So I will take a variable called as count. And inside this function, what should I do? Count plus plus. Now if I do console log count inside this, so will I get my count now? Every time an user clicks on the button. So count is 1, count is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Suppose if I want to stop the user at third count. So whenever user clicks on for 3 times, I want to show some alert. So what should I do? What should I do? So I can use if condition. If count equal to 3, what should I do? Alert, click 3 times. Right. Now if I click on this 1, 2, 3, so can you see? I'm getting the alert message now. So there are so many use cases of this. So you can, you will build some when you build some websites, you can use this alerts many times. Okay, we will do some examples also when we build some e-commerce websites. Okay. Any doubts until this part? Cool. So what are the various types of selectors we use while we want to select something during our CSS? What are the various types of selectors we use? These selectors are basically for selecting the tags, right? Do you agree with me? Selectors are basically for selecting your tags or something. Suppose I have a P tag, a size school, right? So if I want to select this P tag using tag selector, what I used to do? I used to write a style tag and I used to write P. If I want to select using class selector, I should use some class is equal to Masai and ID equal to school. So I can select all three ways, right? First one is tag selector, class selector, and ID selector. So all these are ending up in selecting my tag only, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm just selecting the tag and giving some styling to it. So whenever you're trying to build some dynamic websites or functional websites, there will be few cases where you need to catch the tags there. There will be few cases where you need to get the tag names or get the tags and get some content around that. Okay. So now from JavaScript also we can get all the elements. So we can get elements by using tag name and using class name. And what's the next thing? By using ID. Okay. So we can also get elements by using the tag name, class name, and ID using JavaScript. Okay. Not using any styles. But for today's class, I will discuss only how can you catch the elements. I will use this word catch. So how to catch the elements using its ID in today's class. Okay. In tomorrow's class, you will see how to catch elements by tag name and how to catch elements by class name. For today's class, I will discuss only how to catch elements by ID. Cool. And also we can use some combinators also. We will discuss in future classes how to select by using combinators and all. I will discuss all those things. But for today's class, I will discuss only this ID because it's the first class. So it will be very heavy if I tell everything at once. Cool. So now, so tell me this P tag is inside which tag? Inside body. Body is inside which tag? HTML, or you can tell it as document. This P tag is inside our document only, right? Suppose if I do console log document, can I see the P tag there inside of my console? Can I see the P tag? Inside my body, I can see a P tag. Can you see this? So now, how can I access this P tag? So I should go from the document only, right? I should go from the document. So the syntax for getting element by ID is something called get element by ID. So can you see some type of naming case I'm using here? Is this capital case or small case? What it is? It is known as something known as camel case. So how camel will look like? It will be flat in the starting and then it will have some bump, right? Yeah. Suppose if I want to write my name, so I will write it as my name like this. It is camel case, right? So I want everyone to write your names in chat box using camel case. Cool. So, during this entire DOM, so we will use something known as camel case only. This is like a keyword for JavaScript. So even if you see on click, did you see that camel case there on click? It's a camel case, right? So this is inbuilt keywords. You should not change these cases. If you change the case, it will throw some error. So the syntax is get element by ID, and inside this you need to pass the ID name. So now tell me inside this document, so I should get element by ID. And what is the ID name I want? I want a p tag now. So I will remove this class. So I want p tag. So what is the ID? ID is school. Shall I write hashtag school or just school? Shall I write hashtag school or just school? So you will define hashtag whenever you don't know that it is an ID, right? Whenever someone don't know it's an ID, you will use hashtag. But in this definition itself, we are telling that get element by ID. So do you need to write hashtag again? No, right? Because you're already defining it as an ID here. So now let's see the output. So can you see, are you getting p tag now? Entire p tag? Guys, one more thing you need to understand. So I am telling small concepts now, and I will try to combine all the concepts slowly. Okay. So if I don't tell this concept and if I jump into directly into combining, you'll not understand. So these are the concepts I will combine at one place. So you should know these small concepts first, and then you can build some. So you will combine all these things at once. Someone is asking what is the advantage or what is the use case of this. That's what I'm telling. I'll tell the use case whenever we combine these things. Suppose if I don't write this camel case, if I write by small. So now it will throw an error. Can you see that? What is the error? Type error, right? So you're typing something wrong. Okay. So this is syntax of get element by ID. Suppose if I have one more tag here, suppose I have Jitendra. So now I want to get this Jitendra name. So how can I get it? How can I catch this entire H1 tag? Using ID selector or using get element by ID. So first give an ID. ID is equal to, I'm writing Jit. Okay. So now how to show in the console? I'm writing inside console because I want to show in the console. Okay. So out of the console. So console.log document dot get element by ID. And what is the ID name? Jit. So now will this work? I is capital, right? So ID. Cool. So now if I refresh, I will get both the things. So now in some cases, you also want only the content, right? Whatever is there inside this. So there is one more concept here, something known as inner text or text content. So in first class in HTML, so you saw this as starting tag, right? H1 is a starting tag and this is the ending tag. And whatever is there between the starting tag and ending tag, what is that called? Whatever is there inside starting tag and ending tag, whatever content is there, it is known as inner text or text content. Both are same. Inner text or text content. Understood? So whatever is there between start tag and end tag is known as inner text or text content. Now inside my code, I want to get Masai School in the console. Instead of entire p tag, I want only Masai School to be displayed. I don't want entire p tag to be displayed here. So how can I do that? I don't want entire p tag to be displayed. Instead, I want only Masai School to be displayed. So how can I do this? Cool. So what should I do? So I should use dot inner text. So what you are asking here, I want the element with ID school and I want inner text of it. Understood? If I refresh this, can you see the output now? Can I also write text content? I told both are same, right? Can I also write text content here? Same output. If I want to get Jitendra name, so how can I get it? Dot inner text. If I refresh the page, can you see that? Clear? So now let's do some small example. Okay. So now I'll try to combine two concepts. So what are the various concepts we learned until now? What are the various concepts we learned until now in this half an hour? You wrote you learned events, right? One is on click and then alert and then get element by ID. So now we will try to combine all these concepts. Okay, we will try to combine all three concepts. So my problem statement is, so I will have a button here and I will share alert code. Okay, so there is a button known as alert code. And there is also one more p tag. So tell me one code which you like. I will write some ID to it. So tell me some codes here, which I should write. Happiness is. I will tell the famous code. Talk is cheap. Show me the code. Did you see this code when onboarding to Masai? This code will be used by Nupul mostly. So now if I refresh, I'm getting this. So my problem statement is when I click on button, I should alert that code. Understood? When I click on this button, I should alert this particular code. Talk is cheap, show me the code. Understood the problem statement, everyone? So whenever I click on this, a alert message should come and the text should be talk is cheap, show me the code. So I will use this concept also in the text also. So I will try to combine all these concepts now. So someone wants to try this? Anyone wants to try this? Amira, okay, Amira cartoon.
Hi, sir.
Right.
Yeah, I would
So
like to
now
try.
I want to use all these things on click, alert, get element
Get
by ID.
element ID and inner text.
Yeah.
So in Butter, heading tag, head, what I say, open tag of button, we can write on click over there.
Okay. So the first step is whenever I click on the button, I should write some on click.
Yes.
So on click is an event. So I will write on click. Okay.
And let's write a alert message, some function name like alert or something like that.
I'll write show code. Okay. Show code, some function. Cool.
And
Now,
the next thing what I have to do is, first of all, I have to create a function with a show code, which will get me the alert message.
a function show code. Before that, let's see whether my function is invoking correctly or not. So I'll write console.log inside function. So I'm just cross checking whether my function is working fine or not. So
Yes, sir.
if I refresh this, so my function is working fine. There is no issue in my function. So this
Okay.
is done. So we have done this on click. So now the next step is I want to show the alert.
Alert message, alert
Yeah.
pop. So
So I
for
need to
that
go
we
click.
use alert.
Okay, I want to show this thing here in the alert message. So how can I do that?
So how to go with alert? So for that, I think we have to save this somewhere. But how to say? But I can get the item using ID. That is okay. Inner element. So we can use get element by ID dot inner text to get the stock in the cheap show. Stock is cheap. Show me that code. Show me the code. But we have to use an alert message. So I think in alert we have to write it. All the
Okay,
stuff.
so telling that alert and then so write entire code here, document dot get element by ID. What is the ID name?
It is quote, not
Dot.
hash, not hash, no hash. It
Okay,
should not have hash.
okay, dot
Dot inner text.
in the text. Let's see. So now refresh. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
getting it.
it working.
But this code is not looking good, right? So because
We
you're
can
writing.
even share, save in some variable over above it, and then we can call it in the alert message.
So I can write let message is equal
Message equal to document dot get element by ID, quote, and then inner text, and then invoke the message.
Okay, cool. So if I click on alert code, I'm getting the output. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome, sir.
So any doubts in this? Anyone? Here I'm combining all the concepts on click, alert, get element by ID, inner text. Cool. So now let's jump into one more concept. So I will tell some difference between inner text versus inner HTML. There is one more thing known as inner HTML. So I will tell the difference between those two things. So suppose I'll copy this part. Suppose I have some t tag. Okay. So I'll write same talk is sheep. Show me the code. So now what I will do is this entire thing I want to make as italic. So how can I do that? This show me the code. I want to make it as italic text. So can I wrap it around italic tag like this? So now let's see. So are you getting italic code now? Italic text. Cool. So now what I want is I want to show the inner text of it inside the console. In inner text of this p tag inside the console. So how can I do that? Can give some space also if you want. It'll work. So how can I display the inner text? So give ID first. Okay, ID is equal to, I will give code. So I should write console.log document dot get element by ID. What is ID? ID is 4. So now what should I do? Dot inner text. So this one you already learned, right? How to get the inner text. So are you getting the inner text now? Whatever text is there inside that, you're getting the entire inner text. So now there is something known as inner HTML. So whenever you write inner text, are you getting only text or HTML elements also? Only text, right? Now the same code, instead of inner text, I will write inner HTML. Now see the output and tell me the difference. See the output and tell me the difference between these two things. I'm not telling the difference. You should tell me the difference. What is the difference between inner text and inner HTML? Between these two outputs. So when I use inner HTML, what is happening? I'm also getting the HTML tags, right? Can you see that? I'm also getting the HTML tags. But whenever I wrote inner text, is it giving me the HTML tags or only the text? Only text, right? So whenever I write inner HTML, I will get HTML tags along with the text. But when I write inner text, I will get only text out of it. Understood? That is the basic difference between inner text and inner HTML. Clear? So now tell me one basic concept of JavaScript. We will see if multiple tags will come out to how to give that. Okay, now we'll see some basic concepts of JavaScript. I will revise it. Suppose if I have name is equal to Sachin. Now I want to change this name to Akash. So how to do that? I want to give a new value to the name. What can I do? I can just write name equal to Akash, right? So whenever I want to give a new value, so what I'm doing, I'm changing the value, right? I am giving a new value to it. I'm adding a new value to it, right? This is basic JavaScript, which we learned in Unit 1. So now what I want is, I will take one more page here. I will take one small example. Suppose I have a P tag. Okay. Rajini. Okay. And I have a button here. So now I will write change hero. Okay, so I will copy this path. So now what I want is when I click on the button change name, change hero, I want this hero name to be changed. I want this hero name to be changed to Prabhas. How can I do that? When I click on change hero, so that the inner text of this P tag should change to Prabhas. So what is the first step? Clicking on the button. So what is the first step? On click, right? So on click equal to hero. So now I will write function hero. So let's check whether my function is working fine or not. Console.log inside function. So why I'm doing this every time? So whenever you build any website, so go step by step. So if you want to debug everything at once, it will it will not useful for you. So make sure that you're debugging at every step. So right now my function is working fine. So I know it will work fine, but I want you to learn how to use consoles and all. Cool. So now I am inside my button. So when I click on change hero, so I should change this hero name to Prabhas. How to do that? Give ID. Okay. So I'll give ID equal to name. Then so first like tell me how to access this variable, how to access this name that we saw previously, how to access that name, how to get this name. So can I use a variable? Let hero name is equal to document dot get element by ID, and I will write name. Now if I do console.log hero name, will I get the output? Will I get hero name? Rajnikant. I'll get the entire tag, right? But I want only name Rajnikant. How will I get that? If I click on this, I'll get the entire tag, but I want only name. So dot inner text. Now if I refresh, if I click on this, I'm getting the name, right? So now what if I wrote hero name equal to Prabhas? Now what is my updated hero name? What is my updated hero name now? Prabhas, right? If I refresh, if I click on this, can you see Prabhas there? But are you showing in the browser? Are you showing in the browser? No, right? You're just displaying in the console. So how to show in the browser? So what I can do is instead of storing inside a variable, so can I directly write inner text is equal to Prabhas? So what I'm doing, I'm catching the inner text. And what is the new value I'm giving to that? I'm catching the inner text. And what is the new value I'm giving? Prabhas, right? So let's see. Can you see that now? So I'm just catching this p tag and giving this inner text a new value. What is the previous value? If I do console.log, what is the previous value? Previous value is Rajnikant. So I'm giving a new value to it, Prabhas. I'm overwriting, yes. I'm overwriting the previous value. Understood? Now let's try to do a small example again. I want someone to explain this example again. So what I'll do is I will take a button here. Okay, so I'll give login. And I'll give one more button, log out. Okay, so and I will give one h1 tag here. Click on login to continue. So let me refresh this. So I have two buttons, login and logout, and one H1 tag. So my question statement is, when I click on login button, okay, when I click on login button, this H1 tag should change to login success. When login is clicked, so I should get login success message in H1 tag. And when logout button is clicked, so I should get logout success message. So how can I do this? So what are the various concepts I can attach here? So first one is I should use on click, right? I should use on click, then element by ID. So get element by ID. That is one more thing. And inner text. So along with this, one more concept is giving new value to inner text, right? Because we are overwriting the previous value, giving new value to inner text. So who wants to try this? We already done Namira, so I'll give chance to one other person. Daljit, okay. Yes, Daljit. Am I audible? You are not. No. Okay, yeah. So you tell me the login functionality. I'll give one more chance for logout to other person. One second is over.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
When
sir,
login button is clicked, I should get login success in H1 tag.
so sir, so first of all, we need to give ID to the H1.
Okay. So I'll give ID equal to res.
And also on click to both of the buttons.
Okay, first I'll give only for login button. So on click is equal to I will write login.
So sir, we need to call a function. I mean declare a function here. Login.
Login. Okay. So let's
And
check console.log. Inside login function. So now if I refresh, I'm getting that. Okay, cool. So this function is working fine. So
yes,
now
sir.
whenever I click on this login button, this function will invoke. So I want to change the inner text of it to login success.
Yes, sir. So just we need to declare a variable, and so that variable whose inside which we will call the ID res.
Hmm.
And then sir, let
Instead of that, can't we do in single line? Like we discussed in the previous file.
yeah. So document dot get element by
First,
ID.
we should catch the H1 tags. So to catch that,
H1.
so document dot get element
Get
by
element by ID res.
res.
Yeah, we will get dot inner HTML dot inner text. Sorry, sir.
Dot inner text
Is equal to
equal to
log in success.
log in success. So is it a string or it's a variable?
It's a string. So invert, yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's try. Yeah, so it's working fine. So when I'm clicking on login, it is showing me login success. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else want to try for logout? Abhishek Oja. Yeah.
Hello,
So
sir. Thank
when I click on logout, I should show logout success. So what should I do?
Okay, so sir, now we have to in the button, second button, we have to make another on-click function,
Okay, on click, log
and
out.
here logout. And inside the logout function,
Hmm.
catch the button.
Button or H1?
Sir, I'm telling document dot get element by
Document
logout.
dot element by ID,
Logout.
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 Oh, do you have any ID called logout?
Sorry, no, sir. Rest. Sorry, forgot, sir.
Okay, res.
And dot inner text.
Dot inner text.
Uh, like a wrong password. Oh no, logout successful.
Logout success. Okay. So now if I refresh, click on login, login success, logout success. Login success, logout success. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Clear, everyone? Any doubts in this? We are not showing in the console, right? Console will show only when you write console.log. We are not showing anything in the console. So suppose if I use inner HTML here, will there be any difference? Instead of inner text, I'm using inner HTML. Will I get any difference in the output? Yes or no? No difference, right? It's just same as before. Let's suppose I wrote inner HTML and if I write I tag inside this. Now tell me what will happen. Now what you're telling? Will I get I tag also inside HTML inside my browser? Will I get italic text or will I get I tag? Can you see the difference? I will show inside the elements, not elements, inside sources. Inside elements only. Where is this? Yeah. So initially, inside my body, inside H1, what is there inside H1 initially? Click on login to continue, right? If I click on login, what will I get inside the H1? If I click on logout initially, if I click on logout, can you see I'm getting logout success? Now, if I click on login, can you see an H1 tag, I tag also inside H1 tag? So that's why you're getting italic tag. Can you see that? Because there is an I tag inside the H1 tag. This is how inner HTML will work. So whatever you write inside this, it will work. It will give the output as same as the tag names. So now is your page interactive? So you can see you're changing the elements using JavaScript now. Inner text will change on inner text, right? It will change on inner text. So if I write inner text, now tell me what will happen. Same or nothing, anything difference? See what will happen. You're getting I tag also, right? Why? Because you are telling inner text. So whatever you provide in the strings, it will take as a string, right? It will take as a string only. Whatever stuff I write there, I will get as it is, no change. Because you're writing it as a text. If you write inner HTML, it will consider it as an HTML tags, right? So now it is considered as HTML tags. Understood? Cool. cool. Let's take some 5 minutes of break. And when we come back, we will see a few more concepts. Okay. Take some 5 minutes of break. So now we will discuss. So until now, whatever we are doing, so I'll make it standard once. Yeah. So until now, did we take any values or any input values from the user? Whatever we discussed until now, we are just clicking or we are just doing in events only, right? Suppose if you are applying for Masai school, so did you fill any form there? If I open Masai school, so did you fill any form here? If I open Masai school website, so you might have filled some form here, right? So for you must have signed up using your Google and all. So whatever you have filled here, so we need to store this or we need to get the values and store somewhere, right? Or else you might not have joined here. So we captured those values and we contacted you and you joined Masai. So the main thing is we need to catch these values. We need to store these values somewhere, right? So now before storing, we need to know how to catch the values or how to get the values from the user. Suppose if I submit my details here, okay. If I click on sign up, what should I do? If I click on sign up, whatever details I filled here, right? Whatever details I filled here, I need to store these details somewhere in my database or somewhere on my site. So now we will see how to catch these values from. So what is this called? Input tag, right? It's called input tags. So first we will see how to get values from our input tags. Okay. So for that, what I'll do is I will take an input tag. Type is equal to text and placeholder is equal to enter name. Okay. I took one input tag and I will take one more thing called as button and I'll write submit. So now my question statement is whenever you type in something here, suppose I type my name and if I click on submit, I should show whatever user typed here. I should show in the console first. Okay. So whatever user is typing here, when I click on submit, I should show this value or whatever input I am typing here in the console. Understood? The question statement. So now for that, you need to know how to get the value out of input tags. Okay. So to get the value from input tag, there is one more additional attribute for input tags. Okay. That we didn't learn previously. So there is one more additional attribute for the input tag. So first tell me how to catch my input tag. How to catch my input tag. I want to catch the entire input tag. So how to catch it? When I click on submit. When I click on submit, I want to catch the input tag. So how can I do that? First write on click to it. Get details. Okay. And I will write some function here. Function get details. Now I want to catch the input tag. So how can I catch? Give ID to this. Okay. ID equal to I'll write name. So how to catch this now? So should I write let user name is equal to document dot get element by ID. What is the ID name? ID name is name. So name. And if I do console.log username, will I get the entire input tag now? Will I get the entire input tag? So if I type something here and if I write submit. So can you see my entire input tag here? Chandra is not there. We didn't catch that, right? Okay. So we got the entire input tag, but inside input tag, there is something known as inner text. Someone is telling write dot inner text. So you will get inner text whenever you have both opening tag and closing tag, right? Does input tag has closing tag or means opening tag and closing tag? Input tag is self-closing tag. So do you have inner text for input tag? So will this inner text work? No, right? So to get value from the input tag, there is something known as value attribute. So you should write dot value for input tags. Now, if I refresh, if I type something here, if I click on submit, can you see my name here? So for input tag, there is something known as value attribute. So what is the default value for this input tags? Default value is empty string, right? Suppose if I don't write anything, if I click on submit, can you see I'm getting empty strings there? Suppose if I type some name here, so again Rudra. If I click on submit, I'm getting Rudra. So whenever you want something from the input tag, you should get it from the value attribute. Understood? It is default value. You can remove this also. It is not needed. So I can even remove that. It will work. Okay. So I'm just showing the default value for you. So now whatever value I'm typing here, I want to display in this H1 tag. So can I display it? Instead of consoling it, I want to display in this H1 tag. It is not mandatory to write value here. Instead of displaying in console, I want to display this username inside my H1 tag. So how can I do that? Give ID to H1. Okay. So ID equal to res. Okay. Next. Next, what should I do? Catch this H1 tag. So I'll catch the document dot get element by ID res. Okay. Then dot. What is my inner text value should be now? What is the inner text value of the H1 tag? What is the inner text value of the H1 tag? It is username, right? Whatever username we are getting, you are giving it to the H1 tag equal to username. So now let's see. If I type in Sayed, can you see the name there? I will take one more example. Suppose I have one more input type. Now I want to give type as number. Okay. And I want to catch the mobile number of some person. Okay. Now I have two input tags. Okay. So now when I click on submit, so I want to show username here or not username. Did I use username? So I will write a person. So I want to show person name here. And in H2 tag, I want to show the mobile number. Okay. So inside this person, I need to show the person name. So this is person now, not name, because I changed the ID value. So now inside this mobile, I want to show this mobile number, whatever user has entered. So how can I do that? So when I'm typing some name, I'm getting the name, but I also want to show the mobile number of this. So how can I do that? What should I do now? Same approach or different approach? I changed the ID here, that's why I changed it to person. Before the ID is name, right? So that is name there. So now can I take one more variable called mobile number? Let number, or I'll take mobile number. Giving variable names is very difficult in JavaScript. Right? So I think you might have faced this issue in unit 1. So let mobile number is equal to how to get the mobile number? Catch by ID, right? So document dot get element by ID. What is the ID where you want to show the mobile number? Okay, what is the ID for second input? We didn't give an input, so ID is equal to highlight MBL. So MBL dot value. So now let's see. So you're getting mobile number from this input tag. So where you need to show this? You need to show this inside. Okay, so sorry, I say in here. Should not be here. Sorry, my bad. So I need to change here. Yeah, sorry. Now what should I do? I need to show this inside H2 tag, right? So how to catch the H2 tag again? So document dot get element by ID. ID name is mobile. Dot inner text equal to, what is my inner text equal to? MB number, right? So let's refresh. So type in something and then type in something numbers. We get the values. If nothing is entered, it will give some blank only. It won't show anything, but there is something here. I can show in the elements if you want. If I refresh, so okay, it is empty. You can't see elements also. It is empty. You can't see that. If you put in one box, then that one box will be appear. So I can also write some if conditions, right? If username is empty, then you can throw some alert. Am I right? If username is empty, then throw some alert. You can also write some if conditions there. If user is not entering anything. Suppose if I go to Masai school, if I try to sign up without entering something, so it is not allowing me to sign up, right? Can you see? For the same reason, I can also write some conditions there. Clear everyone how to take input values from the input tags? You can also alert it, yes. If the input field is empty, you can alert it. Repeat once again. Okay, I'll tell one more thing and then I will take one example so that you'll get revised. Okay. So there's one more thing in here, and then I will take one example at the last. So now there is so whenever you are using some website, did you see some drop down menus like a select tag? You generally see it whenever you type it for male or female, right? Masai website, yeah. Not that drop down, or drop down to select the values. So in OJ, I think you might have seen this. OJ is not coming here. So did you see in OJ? I think I logged out. Okay. So I think you might have seen in OJ, right? Like a drop down menu. I think it was given in first day assignments also to build a select tags. Yeah. Suppose how to build a select tags. So it will have a select tag and some options, right? OPTI option. It will have some, let's take some two options. Okay, I will take male and female. So now you will get some options here, male and female. Like a select tag, like a drop down. Okay. So now how to get these options from the select tag? Suppose if I have a button again here, get gender. So how can I get, when I click on this button, how can I get gender of this select tag? So if I select female and if I click on get gender, I should get the gender. So how to use that? So same as input tag. So first you need to give some ID to select tag. So ID is equal to select. Okay. So how to catch this ID now? So I will write let gender is equal to document dot get element by ID select. Now let's see the console.log of gender. So we'll get entire select tag, right? If I go to console, I will get the entire select tag now. So now if I refresh, if I click on female, get okay, I should write inside the function, right? So I write some on click here. On click equal to my function. Invoke this. So I will write function my function. And I will write these two steps inside the function. So I want to get this whenever I click on the button. So now when I click on male, I should get entire select tag. But do I want entire select tag? Or I want only male? I want only male or female, right? If I click on female, I should get female, not select tag. So someone is telling write inner text. So let's write. So I'll write dot inner text. Okay, so if I refresh, if I click on female, get gender. So what I'm getting in the inner text? I'm getting both the values, right? Getting both male and female. Is this what we want? So when I click on male, I should get only male, but I'm getting both the things here. So we can't write inner text. So for select tag, inside options, there is one more attribute known as value. There is one more attribute known as value for each option. You should write value for each and every option. Value should be different, right? For male, what is the value you want? You're not typing anything. You should write value as hard-coded value. So you can write value M. And for female, you can write F. Now, when you click on male, what is your corresponding value? M, right? So let's try. So are you getting the value? Why you're not getting the value? Because you're not catching the value, right? So I should write dot value. So now if I refresh, if I click on female, get gender, are you getting F here? If I click on male, get gender, are you getting male here? Similar like input, but in input, are you giving hard-coded values? In the input, you're taking values, whatever you type, right? But can you type in select tag? You can't type in select tag. So you should give some default value to select tag inside options. Understood? That is the only difference between input tag and select tag. Clear? Now let's take one small application. I will repeat all these things. I'll repeat by using an example. So in the application, so what I want is so I have a select tag input. Type is equal to I'll take number and placeholder is equal to enter age. And I have a button check eligibility. So now what should I do is, I should build an app such that I should check the driving eligibility of any particular person. Suppose if I type 16, so is the person eligible for driving? Not eligible, right? If I type in 18, he is just eligible, right? 18 and above is just eligible. If you type 22, then eligible. Okay. So now depending upon the input values, so I want to show the result in the H1 tag. Okay. So depending upon the input values, suppose if I type something as 12, if I click on check eligibility, I should get not eligible inside this H1 tag. Understood? Follow statement. So how can I achieve this now? So first you need to get the value out of input tag, right? When you click on the button. So how to get the value out of input tag when you click on button? So first write on click. On click is equal to get age. So now I'll write function get age. How to get the value out of input tag? Give ID, right? Okay. So ID equal to, I will write age. So I will write let user age is equal to document dot get element by ID. What is the ID name? Age. And how to get the value from input tag? Dot value. So now I will do console.log user age. Now let's refresh and check. So if I typing 12, I'm getting 12. If I type 22, 22. If I type 18, I'm getting 18. Cool. So now I'm getting the user age. So what should I do now? So I should write some conditions, right? So if user age is less than 18, what should I do? I should do something. Else if user age is greater than 18, what should I do? I should do something else. Else I should do something else. So when user age is less than 18, what should I do? Inside this H1 tag, I should display this not eligible thing inside the H1 tag. So how can I do that? Catch the H1 tag. Okay. So document dot get element by ID and res. Then dot inner text. Okay. Equal to what is the inner text we want? Not eligible. So now let's type less than 18 and see. So if I type 12, are you getting the output? Not eligible. Okay. If user is greater than 18, what should I do? Can I copy the same thing again? And write eligible instead of not eligible? Greater than 18. Not just eligible. I'm writing greater than 18, not equal to 18. Just eligible come in else statement. So if I write 24 now, can you see it is eligible? Else, what should I do? What is else case here? Else case is equal to 18, right? You should write just eligible now. So now check the board, all the conditions. 22 check eligibility, eligible. 18 check eligibility, just eligible. And 3 not eligible. So you built a small app now. You can give it to transport department. Why you write value, write when it is input, right? That's why we wrote value. Without value, you will not get input value, right? You'll get the entire input tag. Will I get money? They will give you license, not money. You can also make this problem statement little bit tougher. So you can write enter DOB. Now, instead of, can you calculate age now based on DOB? So how to get age from DOB? So now it is user DOB, right? Not age. So how to get user age now? So first you should get user DOB. So how to get user age from user DOB? (2022) minus user DOB, right? So I can also do like this. So if I type DOB as 1999, so I'll get that eligible. If I write 2015, it is not eligible, right? Because it is 7 years. 15, not eligible. DDMM, that is very complex logic. We will discuss that not now because it will become very complex. Okay. So let me open V session questions. See the questions and tell me whether you can solve that or not. I solved most of them. So see the questions and tell me whether you can solve that or not. So first one is ring bell. So I given you a template. Okay. So you can copy the template, and whenever user clicks on this button ring bell, you should show a message, or you should show a message in the console saying that please open the door. Okay. You can do this, right? I already told this with different example. This is different example. And next one is ring bell alert. Same. This is one more thing. So I gave an image tag. Okay. So whenever someone clicks on image tag, so you might have seen this in some websites, right? If you click on some mobile image and something, so it will throw some alerts. So when you click on this image, so you can write on click for image also, right? You can write on click for image also. So write on click for this image and write whatever function you want. In the function, you should write alert, this entire string. Very simple, right? Not very tough. And then show code, already told this. So you should have a code and then a button. When you click on the button, you should show in the console the code. Or you can also try for alert also. Already discussed this. And then login and logout. I told this. So when someone clicks on login, so login success. When someone clicks on logout, you should get logout success. And this is Masai application. So in this application, you are having two fields. First one is name and then gender. When you click on apply, you should get both name and gender. Okay, in the H1 tag or P tag and H2 tag. How to on click on image? Just write on click on image as an attribute. Just like button and everything else. Okay, so this is the V session problem statement. So I've also given. So assignments have given some. This is one question like mini calculator. So I can build some mini calculators in this entering number. So please try all these questions. And one more thing is